This is TSN.
Here are tonight's Cadillac Breeders' Crown questions. What do these four amounts all have in common? Well, each is a purse in the Breeders' Crown Series for 2-year-old fillies and colts. Question 2. Who are the favorites in each of tonight's 4 races? Well, in the filly pace, Efficiency has won 7 of 13 races this season, with purse earnings in excess of $470,000. Driven by Ron Waples, Efficiency looks to improve on last week's winning time of 1:56 flat. In the filly trot, Victory is the key word. Lookout Victory is the morning line favorite, but Divine Victory and Back to Victory finished a strong 1-2 in their elimination last week. Then there's Stand Alone, a slight favorite over Jenna's Beach Boy in the colt pace. But the latter proved to be the better a week ago.
Jenna's Beach Boy is getting the upper hand. Jenna's Beach Boy will win the second elimination. Watch the clock, 1:52-4.
And finally, the colt trot, where King Pine hopes to follow the example of his half-brother Pine Chip, a 2-time Breeders' Crown winner. So the big unanswered question, who will win the 4 races tonight? The true test, any moment, the Breeders' Crown on TSN. Welcome to Woodbine in Toronto for the culmination of a wonderful harness racing season. It is the 1994 Breeders' Crown, Cadillac Breeders' Crown for 2-year-old fillies and colts. And what a better place to enjoy the racing than from the Turf Club. A wonderful dinner and some wonderful racing ahead as we crown the 2-year-old filly and colt champions for 1994. Hello everyone, Vic Roeder along with Earl Lennox. Welcome to Woodbine on really a glorious late fall evening. It could be a lot worse, Earl, although we are bundled up. Temperature around 45 degrees Fahrenheit. That's around 8 Celsius, but it's cool and there is a wind blowing from the north on what is, for Canada, a record-setting night in terms of purse. 4 races, $1.9 million.
The majority of that total, of course, is made up of the 4 Breeders' Crown races. The purses in the Breeders' Crown Series are up dramatically this year, with the 2-year-old colt pacers going for close to $700,000.
Let's show you how these 4 races do break down for the Breeders' Crown. And you can see the filly trot, $334. Colts a little bit more, then the filly pace just over $500,000, and then it's the colt and gelding pace at $670,000. Now on this weekend, when most of us turn our clocks back, this is a chance really for the harness people to look ahead. Maybe see a 2-year-old that could become dominant in years to come as 3 and as an aged horse. You know, only 2 horses have ever won successive years, 2, 3, and then aged, and that's Mac Lobel and Peace Corps, and I'm wondering if there are any horses of that caliber in this field.
Well, I don't see a Peace Corps or a Mac Lobel in the group of trotters, although the Valley Victory fillies look good. King Pine has been highly touted, but he didn't look strong to me last week in his colt division. On the pacing side, we could see the top 3-year-old pacer of next year in this race, Rover Hanover, and No Standing Around, along with Stand Alone, and Jenna's Beach Boy, who won his elimination over Stand Alone last week. All look to be horses who could go on. They're big enough, strong enough to be major 3-year-olds.
We're expecting some wonderful racing, 4 big races for $1.9 million in total prize money. Here's Marty Adler.
This is a night for glitz and glamour, and all over the backstretch, in the paddock area, all over the grandstand, the clubhouse. Everybody is dressed to the nines. It is a wonderful evening. You'll see some of that as we progress with our show this evening. Now, checking out things in the paddock tonight, I happen to try to get John Patterson, who's driving the favorite in the second race this evening in our first Breeders' Crown presentation. He did not want to talk. He's a little superstitious on this Friday before Halloween. He says, I'd rather get my picture taken after the race instead of before the race because I am nervous. So John Patterson, he's got Lookout Victory in the 2-year-old filly trot. Now I ran into Charles Sylvester. Charles is also in that 2-year-old filly trot. He told me he has the horse Whiteland Rosemary and also Divine Victory. He has an entry in there. And he says what he's planning on doing is getting Whiteland Rosemary to kick the favorite, if he can, behind the starting gate. He was making a joke, of course, but she is really that kind of a horse. Behind the gate, she is a little bit of trouble, so watch out for her. Then I ran into Linda Heiser, and she's from Astor, Florida, making her first trip up here to Toronto, and she says that this paddock is the nicest paddock she's ever seen in all of horse racing, and it has the cleanest washrooms in all of Canada. Also, and that should be good news for our new CEO and general manager on the Jockey Club, or the president on the Jockey Club, and that's Pat Keenan. If Pat were here right now, he's been president and CEO for 9 months, although when you're president and CEO of the Jockey Club, 9 months can sound like 10 years. So, Pat is around here now. If we could just find him. Pat, is Pat around?
Marty, how are you?
Just happened to show up. The biggest night of the year and your first Breeders' Crown.
Let me first comment on my fine attire. I'm sure you were speaking of me when you talked of all these people that are so finely turned out here this evening. But yes, my first Breeders' Crown. It's so important to racing, so important to Woodbine, and we're just thrilled about
And you've
this
got to
one.
be thrilled with Cadillac too, sponsoring it.
Cadillac being here, you bet, and looking forward to many years to come.
Go out and have yourself a great night
thank
in the
you.
Cadillac's Breeders' Crown. Some of the things from the backstretch, there'll be lots more coming up later. Back to you, Vic.
There, of course, is still much more to come from Woodbine. Yes, it is. The 1994 Cadillac Breeders' Crown. The first of 4 races when we come back. You know where. Here on TSN.